Hey, twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. It's so lovely to have you with me as always. And if you can hear a little bit of noise in the background, I've just got a heater on because it's quite cool where I am in Australia at the moment. So I'm hoping that everyone's doing fairly well. Well, better than fairly well. I'm hoping everyone's doing really well. And tonight I wanted to bring up a topic. I guess it's kind of a bit controversial because it's regarding regarding that word, the S word, the and it's not shh. Okay, so it's regarding sex and and how this is, important in the twin flame journey, as we know, when twins come into union. Not only do they connect their physical bodies, but they also, connect emotionally and spiritually as well. Remember, twin flames, have a heart to heart, soul to soul, and third eye to third eye, or intuitive connection. And when it becomes bound by ego in any way, shape or form, then it won't be successful, and that's when it leads to separation. So if you're in separation right now with your twin flame, this is because one or both of you is in the mind space, and this leads to coming out of unconditional love, and I guess you could say that the opposite of unconditional love is ego, and staying in the mind. I mean, the mind was only ever really meant to be something that we can use for problem solving, or searching for answers, or delving into historical facts, or problem solving in general. It was never meant to be as toxic as it can be, and getting into ego and being judgmental, and having arguments with oneself or others. So anyway, I'm off topic already. Surprise, surprise. I'm talking about something different, but what I wanted to say is, first and foremost, regarding twin flame sex, yes, it's magical, yes, it's blissful, yes, it's wonderful, yes, it's otherworldly, yes, it's, crazy good. I don't know, I'm not cool, so I don't really know how to say that in a cool way. How would you say it in a cool way? I don't know. Someone might want to tell me down in the comments, but I want to just take a quick little tour into the, I guess we could say, the third dimensional consciousness aspect of sex, and state how it's used for not only pleasure, but how it gets misused and mistreated in relationships. I guess you could say friends with benefits, or connections, where people might meet up from Tinder or online, or I don't know how you would describe this, but basically what I'm trying to say is that twin flame union, as in coming into physicality with your twin, is a sacred thing, and it's not to be compared to a lustful or needy connection. It's a sacred union, it's a holy union, it's a a coming together of souls and bodies, So I want to just get a little bit more controversial now and talk about anal sex and why I would suggest that if that's something you're interested in, I would like to, say that, I would personally suggest that you don't come into, communion or union via anal sex. So I'll tell you why. Like I said, this is going to be controversial, and I'll put 18 plus on the, on the description, or in the title, I should say. Okay, so Harry's definitely not here. He's not listening today because I told him that I'd be talking about controversial things, and so he's gone. So what I want to say about anal sex is that because, the anal passage, and around the anus has bacteria on it, from feces, and because there are so many blood vessels inside that can be burst, during intercourse, anal, it is advised that, the practice of this is not good, because the chances of bursting a blood vessel here are, very, very increased. And that means that the open blood vessel would not only, be open to the bacterium from the feces going inside of the blood vessel, but also, if the man or the male energy ejaculates inside of the anus, right, or inside of the anal cavity, I should say, then you've got all of these issues with fluid that isn't meant to be in that part of the body going into the bloodstream. Okay, so I guess if we look at it from a religious, or not even religious, but a spiritual perspective here, and we say that, there's that saying that, cleanliness is next to godliness. And I guess, that the anal cavity, is meant to be a place where waste product comes out. And so you'll also find, if you look into this scientifically, that, people who have anal sex as opposed to people who do not have more chances of getting, different types of cancer. Okay, so the risk factor is increased. And the other thing is, issues as well, inside of the anal cavity can be that you have, a passageway that isn't meant to be, it's not as supple as, as the vagina, all right? Because, the vagina is made and shaped for, a penis and also, a baby to come out of. And it's self-lubricating. And, the anus and the anal cavity is not self-lubricating, okay? So that's the other point I wanted to make. Now, when we are talking about third dimensional consciousness relationships here, the anus and, anal sex is very popular because, there's a lot of nerve endings inside there, and, it's said to be very arousing. So it can even, be even addictive in some instances because of, the amount of nerve endings there, can be become quite addictive, and not only that, but the penis also, as it goes in, it also is hitting, very closely to the other, inner wall of the vagina. So it's kind of a different kind of pleasure. If you read up on it, that's how they would say, it's a different kind of fullness as opposed to just normal everyday sex. So I wanted to bring that up because, not to say that if you've got a kink, or if you're into BDSM, or if you're into, I don't know, talking dirty, or doing whatever you do in the privacy of your own home with whoever you choose to do that with, I'm not stating that you should or shouldn't do anything. I'm just giving you an informational video today on why I would suggest that you don't, partake in anal sex because, of the damage that can be done inside, of that cavity, that's meant for waste product to come out of. And it isn't self-cleaning in the way that the vagina is, okay? So, because I'm talking about sex today, I would also always say, always, 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 no matter who you're having sex with, protect yourself, from fluids that, that's detrimental, because, of course, there are, STDs and STIs, which are sexually transmitted diseases or sexually transmitted infections. And also, a big one is AIDS as well. So, if you are partnering up with someone, whether this person is your twin flame or not, just be aware that, bodily fluids can and will spread disease. All right. So that's what I wanted to bring up today. I don't know that I can name this anal sex, can I? My gosh. I don't know that YouTube will allow that, but I will put an 18 plus on it so that, it's for adults only. There's another quick one I wanted to bring up, and this was with regard to the divine masculine or the male energy. If you're not a divine masculine, but you're just a male energy, who's a soulmate, and same goes for the females. I wanted to bring up, the fact of intimacy and how important intimacy is when, when sex is occurring. So I guess for me, you could call sex, an act of, a lustful act, and then you could say making love as a lustful act where you would have love and an emotional connection. So some people would also define these terms as, if you want to have a quickie, you'd call it sex, and if you want to go slow and sensual, you might call it making love. Different people perceive it differently, and that's totally fine. So what I wanted to do is just give a little tip today, for those of you who feel like you want more intimacy with, your current partner or with your twin flame. And this is a really beautiful thing that the man can do, and also, the female can do as well. But of course, for the woman, it's it's far nicer if the guy can do it for her. And this is, to give a nice massage with olive oil, as a natural substance that's not going to harm your body, that's got, it's completely natural. There's no, additives or anything. And this is where the man can actually gently massage the breasts. Okay, so if the man massaged the breasts, it's actually going to make the woman feel more connected, not only to him, but also to, her vagina. Because, there are nerve endings that go from the breasts and the nipples, and they lead, kind of to there. And remember that, females are always heart connected or emotionally connected or heart based. You could say this however you like. And so their main energy center, if we're talking in terms of energy, is in their chest. And so, when their breasts are touched and caressed, it will make the woman far more, turned on, feeling like she's emotionally connected, feeling like she's being nurtured, feeling more intimate. And so, a full body massage is great, but, coming down to the breasts and spending time in that area will help to arouse the female as well. So that's just something I wanted to bring up. If there's any divine masculines listening, or, any women or divine feminines listening today who are wondering, about intimacy and how they could perhaps, have an intimate connection with someone, it's just a little suggestion that, a body massage using olive oil, put some candles on, perhaps, make sure the room is warm, and allow, you can do one another, of course, but allow each of you to, explore and know that, when the chest is touched on a woman, that this is going to connect, with her downstairs. I'll say downstairs. In the hoo-ha area. No, we can say the real names, can't we? I just was making sure Harry wasn't listening. So okay. So a lovely gentle massage with oil, and gently touching the breasts, and going over the nipples, and taking your time to be intimate, divine masculine, if you're listening. This will arouse your divine feminine, and it will also bring that bonding in as well. So there'll be that heart-to-heart connection. So not only will it be physical, but there'll be an energetic connection and bonding that occurs as well. Alrighty. So that's my tips for now, tips and tricks. And of course, if you disagree or agree or whatever, that's fine. This is only, my opinion, and everyone is entitled to their opinion, of course. And if you have any different opinions, feel free to comment, but just be aware that because we're on the YouTube platform, that you might need to just use some asterisks, or you might need to say hoo-ha instead of other words, you know what I mean? So just be aware that, we are on a platform, that disallows, to some extent, language that isn't congruent with the platform. All right. So I'll put 18 plus on this, and I'm sending you so much love from Australia. And I truly hope that, if you need me at all, you'll connect with me. My email is down below. And what else? I do twin flame, soulmate, and general life spreads. I do an ascension package to help you get in touch with your mind, body, soul, emotional core, and your chakras. That's a 2-week beautiful course that you can do with me, which is unique just to you. And what else do? I do twin flame poetry. So if you want a channeled message from your divine masculine's higher self, or your divine feminine's higher self to you, then I can send that to you as well. All right. So I'm sending you love, light, and peace from Australia. And I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Okay. Bye for now. Bye.